What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Weekly Cheese. We are back. It's the Week 18 edition, the first ever Week 18 edition of the Weekly Cheese. And in this one, we'll be breaking down the Packers' upcoming matchup with the Detroit Lions in what is the first ever NFL Week 18 regular season game. So much to get into. Seems like all the guys will be playing, some guys returning from injury, and some people to keep an eye on the defensive side of the ball. Well, one guy in particular. Don't go anywhere. This is the Weekly Cheese.
Super Bowl! 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 The Green Bay Packers! Super Bowl!
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Weekly Cheese. I'm your host, Joe Ivan. Here with me in the studio, as always, is Chris. Chris, what's going on?
Everybody, good to be back after about a week and a half break. There was some things that needed to be tended to, but it feels great to be back, and it feels great to gear up for the playoff run.
Yes, it does. Hey, we did have to take a quick little 10 or so day break. I mean, we came at everyone with the Cleveland Browns update after the Christmas game. And unfortunately, there was some radio silence there from the Cheese. We had some family matters to tend to over here. But with that being said, everything has been sorted out, and we are back to business here on the Weekly Cheese just in time for the Packers to get back in business on this deep playoff run we hope to enjoy. But until next week when we come together for the wild card special, it's going to be an exciting episode of the Weekly Cheese. Maybe some video footage for the first time ever. Maybe a guest for the first time ever.
A guest?
We have some things going on. We'll also be coming at you with the first ever and now annual Cheesy Awards, where we give out our own show awards to some of the most deserving
I know these are
Packers
highly,
players.
highly anticipated.
Oh, I know the entire team is sitting there just waiting for the Cheesy Awards, and they don't even know it's coming for
I
them.
know. And a quick little tidbit before we move on from the playoffs, Joe. We've been talking about going to the championship game all season, and hopefully we can give you an update within the next couple of days or a couple of episodes that we'll be making our way out there, but we're hoping. So fans, be on the lookout.
It's looking like we will be able to get it done in terms of scrounging up enough money here to get over to Green Bay, Wisconsin for the NFC Championship game, even if it means a 24-hour quick in and out.
Who cares?
No enjoying the sights, if you will.
It will
Just
have to be done.
Strictly business. But, hey, if the Packers are hosting the NFC Championship game, which if they make it there, they will be hosting it.
Oh, my God.
We will be in attendance.
Yes.
And hopefully having the Cheese there in their corner will put them over the edge and get them over the hump
without
to
a
that
doubt.
promised land. But before we could even begin speaking of that and getting into the future here, not only of the show but of this Packers season, we got to talk about one last regular season game, and that's what brought us here. One last regular season pre-game preview, Week 18, and the first ever Week 18 tomorrow. The Green Bay Packers are on the road taking on a divisional opponent, the Detroit Lions, the 2-win, 1-tie Detroit Lions. I mean, playing hard for their man Dan Campbell, who I don't know if you heard today, Chris, or whenever he said it, but I saw it today. Dan Campbell said that right now the Lions are in the Arctic Ocean, but they're headed to the Caribbean.
I mean, that guy's biting off a little bit. We'll win a couple more games first.
Hey, I mean, they have been playing some solid
They
team
have.
football.
I'm not a Dan Campbell hater by any means,
they're
but chill out.
An inconsistent squad, but they play hard, and I'm sure they're going to want to play upset city to the Packers' 14-win season.
You know Dan Campbell would love to step up to the podium after that game and just fire off something
and
crazy.
Give an analogy about how this game signifies their departure of the Arctic Ocean or something. Some weird analogy that he'll probably like to give after a Week 18 win over the number 1 team in the conference. I'm sure Jared Goff's going to want to play well and in what is his last attempt to convince Dan Campbell and co. that he is worth that huge contract that they traded for. So a lot of unfinished business there for the Lions, and they want to end their season on a high note, and the Packers simply cannot let them. The Packers need to continue to move forward and build upon their Sunday night beatdown of the Minnesota Vikings and continue to beat down the Detroit Lions like they do every single time they play over the last several seasons. And, hey, it seems like that's the plan. Last Sunday, with their beatdown of the Vikings on Sunday Night Football, the Packers, they advanced their record to 13-3. They clinched the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs, which obviously gives them not only the first-round bye, but home and field advantage throughout the entire run. And they have done it. Every goal that they've had set for themselves for this regular season has been achieved. And typically when pro football teams are in this situation and the last game of the year is really for nothing, no stakes are on the line other than just a one more win or loss in either side of their record column, many of times teams will choose to sit their ones and give main guys rest and prevent any injuries, unnecessary injuries right before the playoffs. And on Sunday night, towards the end of the game, when it was obvious that all hope was lost for Minnesota, Tirico asked Collinsworth if he believes Aaron Rodgers will be playing this upcoming Sunday against the Detroit Lions. And for his response, we have a stew nod of the week. And that is Chris Collinsworth. Obviously, this award here, the Staccato of the Week, although not given out every single week, it's given out often, and some say it could be renamed the Collinsworth Aikman Award or Collinsworth Buck Award, because it seems like those are the guys winning it most consistently here on the Weekly Cheese. But Chris Collinsworth responded to Tirico.
I don't think something could epitomize this award more than this situation you're about to hear about.
You're exactly right, Chris. The award was made for this exact
yes.
thing that happens week in and week out with Chris Collinsworth. I'm sure every Packer fan listening hates these things, that this type of behavior that I'm about to point out. And I'm sure other fan bases that tune in to the Weekly Cheese or for some reason catch a glimpse of this little clip here. But Collinsworth is constantly making these definitive statements with the utmost confidence. And he's just incorrect, blatantly incorrect. On Sunday, when asked by Tirico if he thinks Aaron Rodgers will be playing against the Detroit Lions, Chris Collinsworth responded with a smug laugh to introduce it. He said, "Oh, not a chance. Not a chance." And I immediately look at Chris, who's sitting to my right, and I go, he's completely incorrect about that. I didn't know anything. We didn't hear anything. I just looked at Chris and I said, that man is horribly incorrect about that.
You said everything he said was exactly incorrect.
I knew as soon as the game was winding down that there's no chance that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams and the ones don't suit up and go out there and play. And shortly after the game, in their post-game pressers, I'm sure all the people in the media that were listening to the TV broadcast heard Collinsworth say that and wanted to ask about Collinsworth's definitive statement, because he said it as if he had some inside knowledge about what the Packers' plans were next week. But both Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams explicitly stated immediately following the victory last Sunday night that they're going to be playing against the Lions. Davante even went as far to say, if you're scared of injury or the virus or whatever, he said, if you're scared, go to church, that he'll be playing. on Sunday. And LaFleur capped it all off and said they're going to Detroit to win. They are going to Detroit to win this game. Matt LaFleur could go 14-3 for the first time in his career. On Sunday, when eclipsing the 13-3 record, he became the first head coach in league history to win 13 games in his first 3 seasons. And the Packers, I believe, are the first team in the Super Bowl era to win 13 games in 3 straight seasons. They're a machine. They are clearly the best team in football right now. And they're going to march into Detroit and lay a beatdown of the ages on the Detroit Lions and remind them who's boss in the NFC North and in the NFC in its entirety. And then the players will take their rest and enjoy their bye week and get ready for the playoffs. But I know Aaron does not want a repeat of what happened in 2011, and I don't think any of us want that either. In 2011, if you'll remember, Aaron sat Week 17 against the Lions because the Packers were playing for nothing. They had the 15-1 record. Matt Flynn comes in, has the best game in Green Bay Packers history, and then the Green Bay Packers lose the divisional round to the Giants. We do not want a repeat of that. No questions of ring rust after having 3 whole weeks off. The ones are playing, and my guess is they will have it finished before the half. And with that, let's break down some keys to victory and just the key matchups to keep an eye on during Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions. The first area I believe it's extremely important to keep an eye on, as it is every week, but this week more than ever, is the offensive line. It's no secret that the Green Bay Packers have been dealing with injuries all season long, and really dating to the preseason, there were questions about the health of the offensive line, and I mean, that doesn't seem to be changing too much coming into this week, but there has been breaking news this week that the Packers are definitely going to get 1 player back, but there's a chance they get 2 major contributors back along the offensive line. Earlier this week, it was confirmed that the Packers are expecting rookie center Josh Myers to return from the knee injury that he suffered Week 6 against the Chicago Bears. He has missed the last 10 games with that knee injury, and he's going to be back and playing against the Lions on Sunday. I think this is a great thing for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, he's a rookie, and yeah, Lucas Patrick has done a phenomenal job filling in at the center spot in his absence, but Myers was playing good through the first 6 weeks of his rookie season. He is a big man to have playing center, and it'll be nice to have him back in there and getting adjusted against the Lions, who in Week 2, he had a phenomenal game against. And hopefully, since he had such a good game against the Lions in Week 2, he will have nothing but confidence in his return as he gets re-geared into football shape, gets back up to speed, and gets ready for hopefully a starting role on a playoff run. I mean, obviously, I'm not Coach Stenovich, I'm not Coach LaFleur, I'm not Butkus. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe Myers comes back and he just seems to be a step slow, or the speed of the game, he's looking like a rookie out there and he seems to be in a little bit of deep water. Maybe they opt to go with Lucas Patrick. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, having Myers back and available just adds another layer of depth and another talented young player on that offensive line who the Packers felt good enough about coming into the year to be the full-time starter. And I'm looking at him, obviously, every single snap. With him coming back after missing the last 10 games, just him and his return immediately makes him one of the matchups to keep an eye on. He's going to be lining up primarily across from another rookie in this league, the Lions' third-round pick, Elim Mcneal. Mcneil, he's been all right. He's a middle-of-the-road defensive tackle if you look at Pro Football Focus this season. He's really been more productive as a run stopper and swallowing up those holes than he has been getting after quarterbacks this season. I believe he only has like 18 pressures on the year. So if all goes according to plan, Josh Myers should have a comfortable return to NFL action against Mcneil and the Detroit Lions front five. And there's also some news that there is a chance David Bakhtiari finally returns to action Week 18 against the Lions. Matt LaFleur said that his status for Sunday will be based solely on how he feels Saturday. So there's been no ruling yet. I'm sure they'll release it a few hours before game time when teams are obligated to announce their final injury report. But hopefully, let's all come together and keep our fingers crossed that Bach feels good today. And seeing him make his return the same week Myers does, 1 week before the playoffs are set to begin, it'll be great.
It'll be a great
It'll be
tune-up
great.
opportunity for the guy.
I can't think of a better situation than him coming back for his first action against the Lions. The Lions, again, their pass rush really hasn't been great all season long. And who knows? He's been out for over a year. It's going to take him legitimately, you would think, a game to get back to the speed at the very least. Missing a year of time is a big deal in any sport. And it's obviously better to come back Week 18 in a meaningless game against the Lions to get reacclimated than get thrusted into the NFC divisional round. Where it's win or go home. So hopefully Bach can come back and make his return this week. But again, if not, it seems as if he will definitely be back for the divisional round. That was all but confirmed by LaFleur this week. So depending on how he feels today, he'll go or not go tomorrow against the Lions. But he will be back for the playoffs, which is awesome. The countdown to Bach has finally come to an end. And then once he's back, hopefully we could talk about it in the recap on Monday, but there's a chance we have to talk about it before the divisional round when he's confirmed back. But what's going to happen at the right tackle spot once he comes back? Who knows when Billy's going to be healthy? Do we move Yash? It opens up a whole new conversation once Bach is officially back, so we'll save that conversation. But my guess would be perhaps David Bakhtiari does play Sunday, as long as Aaron Rodgers and the ones are on the field. Maybe he just gets a half, 3/4. Who knows?
Yeah, there was some clips on Twitter of him running some drills, and he looked good. So I'm just praying
I don't know
that
if
he
you
feels
saw,
good.
He was getting on the bus, and he was wearing a T-shirt that said "Protect the Blind Side." So maybe that was, and he did a little point
I think
to
the
his
man's
T-shirt.
itching to get back. So I think as long as
He's
he
definitely
feels
itching to get
90% or better, he will just play tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems as if at this point it's all in Bach's hands, which
I don't want him to risk anything.
No.
However,
That's the last thing
I
we
would
need.
like to see him play.
Me too. I'd much rather him sit out an entire season and risk not re-injuring it than coming back too early. But if he's good to go for the playoffs, obviously bring
I
Bach
wouldn't even
back.
mind seeing him take 5 snaps and then being like, I'm out. Just, he just something.
Yeah, I agree. Or a quarter again, as long as Aaron's on the field. That would be cool. But again, fortunately for the Packers offensive line, whether Bach is back or not, and with Myers back in there for the first time in 10 weeks, the Lions, they have a spotty pass rush. And my guess is that Aaron Rodgers will be given the time he needs in that pocket. He'll be working from a clean pocket the entire first half, and he will put the Lions away pretty early as he takes on the worst secondary in the NFL. The Lions have the 32nd ranked defensive coverage in the league, and I think this game will be put away by halftime if the O-line could just come halfway ready to play. They've taken on way more aggressive pass rushes all season long, so this should be nothing new for him, and I think Aaron's going to be working from a clean pocket, and he'll have it put away rather quickly. And then we'll see Jordan Love get in there and see if he could put up some points against this 2-win Detroit Lions team and see if, what's what. Because the last time we saw Jay Love in there, the Chiefs just blitzed him from every direction imaginable, and he had quite a difficult time moving the ball in any capacity. The Lions don't run blitz packages like that, but my guess is if Jordan Love gets trotted out there in a blowout, they're just going to bring the house at him. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds as well, but first things first.
Jordan Love's got to be able to put up some points against the Lions. If
we'll
he
cross
has
that hurdle when we get there.
I was going to say that's a different conversation
because
that we
if
could
Aaron,
have. But
him being out there means Aaron and the ones took care of business. They got their reps and they got out of there scathe-free, and that's all that we could ask for. So, yes, I'm hoping to see Jordan Love out there for at least 2.5 quarters, if not 1.5 quarters. A good chunk of Jordan Love would be nice on Sunday, but that's only if the Packers' offensive line could keep Aaron upright, and he has time to work, and they just really suppress the Lions and punch them early and get them down. And that also requires the defense to come out and shut down this Lions offense that, although is weak and has had some really tough showings this season, as of late, they've come alive and put up a 28-point game, a 30-point game. So they've had some momentum building over the last couple weeks on the offensive side of the ball. It does appear that Jared Goff will be getting the start for the Lions, which is disappointing. I'm sure all of us out there in Packer Nation were really looking forward to Timmy B sling the rock. I mean, Boyle, our backup for a handful of years there. We all hold Tim Boyle in high regard, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be seeing the Boyle out there. We're going to be seeing Jared Goff try to will a victory here to close out what is a very forgetful season for Jared Goff. And Jared Goff's going to want to end his season instilling a little bit of hope in the Detroit brass, not just diffuse all hope of him being a star in this league that he once had associated with his name when he was playing in Super Bowls and championship games. But those days are long gone, and Jared Goff is just going to want to maintain at least some respect in that building to finish this year and move closer towards the Caribbean, like Dan Campbell said. Jared Goff wants to be there. I'm sure of it. And he's going to want to win. So the Packers, they're going to have to come out, play strong defensive football, and not give the Lions hope early in the game and give them the feeling of confidence and like, oh, we could steal one here, because we see what happens when the Lions start playing with some confidence. They can sneak away with a victory, and they almost beat the Rams in this exact fashion.
They should have 3 or 4 wins this year.
Yeah, they should.
They literally lost in horrible fashion in those 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, when the Lions are given hope, they could beat you.
Yes.
It's about taking away their hope early, and that's what the defensive unit needs to come out and do, like they did to the Vikings on Sunday night. They just need to stuff that run, play solid football up front, and force Goff to make some plays with his arm. And if they could do that, I have no doubt about it that the pass rush will be able to get after Jared Goff. The biggest area of opportunity on the defensive side of the ball for the Packers on Sunday is rushing the quarterback and forcing turnovers. Like it is most weeks, it starts with stopping the run, and that allows for Kenny to just dominate the inside and Preston and Rashawn to come off the edge and just wreak havoc. And when that happens, this Packers team can take away the ball with the best of them. So hopefully that's what we see on Sunday. Fortunately for the Packers pass rush, the Lions, they're still unsure who's going to be playing at the tackle position for them. I mean, both Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell are on the COVID list. So it's very up in the air if they're going to be playing tomorrow. Game time decisions, I believe, they can test out or something like that and end up on the field on Sunday. But either way, there's a huge chance that a backup is on the field playing a tackle position for the Lions. And if that is the case, keep your eye on Preston Smith. Okay? Preston Smith is going to be the most motivated man on the field Sunday, regardless of who's out there, regardless of if the LaFleur decides to pull the ones. I guarantee you Preston Smith will be playing a full snap count for himself. Preston right now has 9 sacks on the season, and shout out to him and Rashawn. They're the first Packers duo to each have 9 or more sacks on the season in a very long time.
Awesome.
I didn't see exactly when the last time it was done, but it's been quite some time, and they're having great seasons, both men. But Preston has 9 sacks this year, and he has racked up, at this point, over $1 million in sack-based incentives with his 9 sacks. But there is still tons of money to be had for Preston Smith to close out this season. If he gets one more sack and eclipses that 10-sack mark, he will net himself an additional $750,000, which is obviously right within striking distance, just 1 sack away from that benchmark. But I do believe he also has an opportunity to go out there and eclipse the 12-sack incentive bonus, which will add yet another million on top of that. So as of right now, Preston Smith is about 3 sacks away from about $2 million additional dollars in his pocket. And considering who knows who's going to be playing tackle for the Lions on Sunday, Preston Smith will eclipse the 12-sack mark. That's my bold take. Preston Smith, 3 or more sacks on the day.
That's awesome.
He is going to be the most motivated man on the field, and I'm saying it doesn't
especially
matter.
if Penei Sewell's not out there, because he's legitimately a good lineman.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if he's not out there, Preston will be licking his lips. Yeah.
Even if Sewell's out there, I think Preston Smith gets 3 or more sacks on the day. Because let's say Preston comes away with 5 sacks on the day, he will have met his full incentive bonus, which in total is like 8-point-something mil. Like he took basically half his contract in sack incentives, and 14 is where it maxes out. Predicting 5 is a little crazy, so I'm going he's going to hit the 12-sack mark on the season. I think Kenny's going to really push hard to Preston's side and try to gather some attention there, and Preston's getting it.
It's nice to see the Packers accommodate like his snap count, and with all the stuff that's going on now with Antonio Brown and his deal, just knowing that they're honoring his incentive-based effort is nice. Yes.
Yeah, I think everyone in the building, including the man who signs his checks, is rooting for Preston Smith to go out there and at least get his 10th, but if not, try to go for 12, because he restructured his contract in a way where, because he was criticized. I mean, he was so heavily criticized last year for the shape he was in and the effort he displayed that he was forced to restructure his contract just to stay with the team. And they did it in a way where if he comes fit and ready to go, he can make all the money he was guaranteed. And he has played so well this season. And there were times where he made the play, but he didn't get the credit for the sack. Like, ultimately, he probably has earned 12 sacks so far this season. He just, you know how it goes in there. I mean, Tipa Galay comes and cleans it up. He leaves the game with a sack and a half one week. You know, it's like, whatever. But Preston's been playing great football, and I'm rooting for him to get every penny he deserves. So, Preston Smith, 3 or more sacks Sunday against the Lions. You can mark that. And in terms of potential beneficiaries of Preston Smith's insane pass rush on Sunday, the secondary, they're going to have opportunities to take away the football. Goff lets 1 or 2 hang out there every week to get taken away, just like Baker Mayfield. And if the pass rush is getting after it, there's no reason why the secondary can't come away with 1 or 2 more interceptions to cap off their season. Jair will not be playing on Sunday. He missed a couple days of practice this week with COVID, so he's out. And he'll definitely be back for the playoffs as well, it seems, but 1 more week without Jair. And yeah, we'll have Stokes out there. Yeah, we'll have Rasul out there. The guys will be playing, but there's one man to keep an eye on in the secondary as well. There's Preston to keep an eye on for his personal incentives and how electrifying he could be just 3 sacks away from $2 million. But there's another man who will be playing for pride, if you will, on Sunday, and that is Chandan Sullivan, Chris. Chandan Sullivan has a personal battle this week, one that he should be personalizing at least, because over the last 5 weeks, the Detroit Lions have had a surprise star emerge, and emerge as really their only source of joy and pride down the stretch here this season. And that man goes by the name Amon-Ra St. Brown, the younger brother of our headache, Equiminius St. Brown. Equiminius St. Brown, drafted by the Packers in the late rounds 4 years ago. Hasn't had the most star-studded career here with the Packers, but he's on our squad. He's playing good football this season, and he's been a valuable contributor over the last several seasons for us. But he has done nothing like what his brother has done over the last 5 weeks. Amon-Ra St. Brown has emerged as really one of the elite playmakers as a young wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, through the last 5 games, he has 43 receptions, 451 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That includes 1 rushing touchdown. That was electrifying.
It was electrifying. I was literally just going to say that.
Yeah. He had he is a, and it all started when he caught that game winner. When they beat the Eagles that week, or they beat someone there and on a last-second touchdown. Amon-Ra caught that, and it set off a chain reaction that has led to him being literally the only name out of Detroit that people are talking about. The guy is a walking highlight over the last 5 weeks, and he lines up in the slot. Amon-Ra is a slot receiver. And obviously that means he is Chandan Sullivan's responsibility. Chandan Sullivan plays the star in this Joe Barry defense. He is the slot corner nearly every single time he lines up. And, hey, there's no secret that if there is a weak link in the Packers secondary, it's Chandan Sullivan. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. I, quite frankly, like Chandan Sullivan. I think he plays hard. I think he does his job to the best of his ability, and hey, no team is perfect. Every defense has their weakest link. But with that being said, I think Chandan Sullivan is one of the stronger, weaker links in the league, and he's came up with some big plays throughout his time here with the Packers, not to mention the relationship he has with Rasul Douglas. It's great to see them playing in what seems to be unison out there. They work off each other real well, and enough can't be said about what Chandan does bring to this team. But with that being said, no one wants to go back there after the game on Sunday and be the guy that got their ass kicked by Equiminius St. Brown's younger brother. Okay? Think about that. Think about that, Chris. Would you want to walk back to that locker room, despite how badly the Packers whoop the Detroit Lions? The Packers could win the game by 28 points. But if Amon-Ra St. Brown has 8 receptions, 117 yards, and a touchdown or 2 against Chandan Sullivan,
that will be the most talked about thing in the locker room.
He's getting roasted a little bit, and by probably none other than Equiminius St. Brown. I mean, when a little brother is being, when someone's little brother cooks you, it's, I'm sure, just human nature to toast that person
and
verbally a
Chandan
little bit.
Sullivan is prone to the
Yes,
downfield cooking. So
oh yes, he is. Chandan Sullivan.
He's got to give him a cushion and just keep him in front of him, and hopefully he can make some solid tackles.
Well, and that's the thing. Chandan Sullivan's been cooked by lesser names than Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra's a stud.
The guy,
he's a good player.
Van Jefferson on the Rams. Not that he's a nobody, but who the hell is that guy?
Yeah, I would take Amon-Ra over
Van Jefferson, and he cooked that fucking Chandan Sullivan.
Hey, it's the truth. So there is a personal battle going on the field Sunday between Chandan Sullivan and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I would expect to see both of them jawing at one another throughout the game. And all I'll say is hopefully Chandan Sullivan wins that battle, because I don't think he wants to walk back there being the guy that just got cooked by EQ's little brother. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know how the interworkings of an NFL locker room go, but my guess would be there would be some roasting coming
There would
Chandon's
have to
way
be.
if he gets cooked by EQ's little brother. So there is 2 matchups to watch there on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, Preston Smith as an individual, but Chandan Sullivan versus Amon-Ra St. Brown there in the slot. That's the matchup to keep an eye on. Amon-Ra is really the only Lions receiver that's been giving teams problems over the last entire season, really. And, hey, the Packers could shut him down. Guaranteed victory right there. I mean, stop DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams from running the ball right up the gut and get after Goff and stop Amon-Ra. The Packers should come away with a very easy victory in Detroit. And before we get to my official prediction, what I'd like to believe is the most accurate prediction of the week every week when talking Packers media and Packers games, we'll obviously have to go to, for the first time in a couple weeks here, Chris's Corner, where he will give you his locks of the week.
All right, Joe. Big games this week with massive implications, especially in the AFC. So first, I have a very easy, very boring pick. I have the Packers over the Lions, but I have a big prediction of my own, and that is that EQ will find himself in the end zone at least 2 times. I think LaFleur gives him the opportunity to go out there, especially if they're up big. I think EQ gets in the end zone. I don't think they have to abuse Devontae this week. I think he gets a little bit of a break, and who is better to take those reps than EQ? He'll at least get the opportunity. Will he capitalize? I don't know. But brother versus brother, I'm in EQ's corner. Next, this is going to be a good game, but I have the Ravens over the Steelers, squashing their playoff implications. I mean, the Steelers beat the Ravens earlier this year, but I think they used up all their good juju last week with that whole farewell bend thing. I think the Ravens will win over the Steelers in a close one. Next, I have the 49ers over the Rams. Shanahan is a god against Sean McVay. He almost never loses to him. I don't even know if he has. But I think the Niners have been carrying a chip on their shoulder all season, and it might be an ugly win, but the 49ers will get it done on the ground. Next, I have the Pats blowing out the Dolphins. There's always some wacky things that happen in these games, but I think the Pats go down there calm, cool, and collected and roll over one of Belichick's disciples in Brian Flores. Last big Monday night game, I have the Chargers securing their spot in the playoffs. I like Brandon Staley, and I think he's learned from some of his dumb late-game mistakes in the beginning of this season to be mature enough for the playoffs, and I think the Raiders have had their problems of their own, and they're kind of been semi-fraudulent all year. So I think the Chargers have the potential to go down to Vegas. I think the game's in Vegas, and take the W. All right, Packers fans, happy Week 18. That feels weird to say, but Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for the locks of the week. It's always great to hear from Chris's Corner. And, a wild prediction from him in terms of the EQ take. When he first started saying it and he said that EQ get in the end zone, I started shaking my head yes, because I totally agree. I could see Aaron making it a point to try to find EQ as he takes on his brother in his brother's new home, if you will, at his Ford Field. But 2 touchdowns from EQ is just bonkers. With that being said, I do like the prop of Equimania St. Brown getting in the end zone. That one's a fun one for Sunday. I could get behind that prop, but for 2, who knows if a prop like that even exists? Who knows if EQ's name is even labeled for the 2 or more prop? I really don't even think it would be.
2 Packers fans.
But that's just wild, 2. I'll back up 1. I'll definitely back up 1. And, that's an exciting prop for the Packer fans out there that are want to get in on that one. As far as my prediction goes for the game, like I said numerous times over this preview, the Packers are going to get it done early. The ones are going to start the game off. Bach's going to get his feet back under them. Same with Myers. I doubt Jonesy goes all that much. We'll be seeing a lot of A.J. Dillon, my guess is, and even Pat Taylor in the second half. But, yeah, the Packers will get out to an early lead, go into halftime comfortable, hopefully get the ball out of half, maybe score one more time with the ones in there. And then Jordan Love will come in, and who knows where the game will go from there. My ultimate prediction is Packers come away with the victory, 28-14, in what is just a routine dismantling of the Detroit Lions in the last game of the season. Head into the wild card bye, super wild card weekend bye, to get rested up and ready for what should be a 3-game championship run we have on our hands. The playoffs are among us, and I know personally for me, especially this year and over the past couple years, the playoffs is a stressful time. Packer fans, we are on edge. We are anxious. We are just hoping that our team can get it done and string together the final 3 wins. We've been so close time and time again over the last 10 years. And hey, this is the year. We'll break down this Week 18 matchup on Monday. And then, hey, we'll be coming at you with the Wild Card Weekend edition, the Cheesy Awards, an interview. So much planned for that episode. So much to look forward to here on the Weekly Cheese. As always, if you like the content, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify at The Weekly Cheese, Instagram at The Weekly Cheese, TikTok, theweeklycheese.podcast. We're coming back. Sorry for the little hiatus. We had some business to tend to, but we are back and just in time for the playoff push. Couldn't be more pumped. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, remember, the cheese stands alone. Go Pack Go. We'll talk to you on Monday, everyone.
Come on, Pack, green and gold.